Yeah.
What is it defined as?
Ending someone's life.
No, it is defined as murder. Murder is the unlawful killing of a human being with
Yeah,
malice
that's ending
forethought
someone's
or
life.
premeditated, with some
Ending
form of premeditation.
ending someone's life. Yep.
Okay.
What I said.
Okay. So, do you think that fetuses are human beings?
No, not at all.
Why wouldn't they be human?
The fuck do you mean? Why wouldn't they be human?
Yeah, why wouldn't they be human?
It depends. Like, how old is the fetus?
We're talking about like a month old.
A month old? Oh, sure, it's a human.
Then 2 weeks old.
No, not a human.
Why not?
It doesn't. I don't think it fits the definition of a human.
Do you know what the definition of a human is?
No, just guessing.
The definition of a human is a primate classified in the genus Homo and the species sapien.
You say penis?
No, sapien.
Yeah. It hasn't. I don't think it's developed into a Homo sapien yet.
Yeah, well, genetically it still has, because Homo sapiens have 46
It's going
million.
to. I don't think it has at 2 fucking weeks.
I don't know, it does.
Can someone tell
Shut
me
your
what
bitch ass up! Shut your bitch ass
Shut
up!
up, Deontay. Oh my god, keep your mouth shut and take this ban hammer for 14 years. Oh my god. I'll unban
Okay,
you whenever I
okay,
become
okay.
president. Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
Alright, so in biology, and like specifically when it comes to ancestry, human sapiens within as the moment that in embryology, the moment when the sperm cell reaches the egg, there's pretty much a cellular fusion, which would ultimately end up with them having both the 46 required chromosomes of their being human, and both do contribute both human DNA. So I think a singular strand of human DNA can be considered human.
No. I don't know. I think a human has to have like an X and Y chromosome or an XX chromosome. The fetus doesn't have that. It's not a boy
A
or a girl.
fetus does have
No,
fetus
it
is already
doesn't. You
defined as
can't. That's why you
at the
can't tell once you get fucking pregnant. You have to fucking wait.
do you know how long do you have to wait?
Yeah, longer than 2 weeks.
No.
Yeah, you do.
I think it's I don't remember the exact time.
Shikiyoh, when is Beerus running it with me?
Why would gender define whether or not something's a human?
Human has to have a fucking sex.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, it can be fucking genderless. What the hell? The fuck? Do you support LGBTQ? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
She's gay.
What's the issue with that?
Transgenderism is retarded.
Transgenderism is retarded.
Yep, that's the problem.
Well, it exists, and we're not talking about transgenders currently. We're talking about a fetus who is not fully developed yet.
Yeah, because it's not a fucking what's it called? A girl or a boy yet.
But it is an organism, yes or no?
I don't know.
You don't know if it's an organism or not?
No, because I don't know what it is.
Well, a fetus is an organism. It's an individual animal, plant, or single-celled life form.
An individual, sure. You don't fucking care.
You agree this is You're agreeing it's an individual, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you agree that it's an organism?
If an organism is an individual.
An organism is an individual animal, plant, or singular-celled life form.
Yeah, I disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah, I think my fucking lamp can be an individual.
I mean, it's still a cell, so it still fall under the definition of what an organism is. It's still going through cellular division, which it's still something the organism can do because it's a form of reproduction.
What's a form of reproduction?
Cell mitosis.
So who?
Mitosis. When a cell divides and becomes more than one cell.
Can't fucking hear you.
You can't hear me? Cellular mitosis. Cellular division.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what cellular division is?
No, and I don't care.
What grade are you in?
Almost in like the 9th.
No, that makes sense. This is what cellular division is pretty much. Let me see. I can't send them. I'll send it in scans then. Mitosis or somatic cell division, where it's when a cell divides into two different cells. Well, not two different; they're still alike into the same cell, containing the same amount of chromosomes and the same amount of DNA. Okay, this is going somewhere. Don't worry. Uh, okay. So, do you know what are the five requirements to be considered not only a living organism, but to be to be considered even a living thing?
A living thing.
Do you know what the five requirements are?
No.
It's homeostasis, reproduction, metabolism, DNA/hereditary.
Okay.
So, do you agree that cells would fall under all of this, right?
I don't know.
Ah, you don't know if it would fall under all of this, or do you?
I don't know.
Ah, okay. So homeostasis is the maintenance of relatively. I slept through this in science. I paid attention because the class was decently fun, and most of my friends were in the class. So, homeostasis is the maintenance of a relatively state of internal environment. A cell is able to maintain itself through different types of organelles, like as such as ribosomes, the nucleus, the mitochondria, etc., etc. So it still has some form of maintenance internally. Reproduction, I've already showed you, cell division, mitosis, or somatic would still be a form of reproduction. It's called asexual reproduction, where only I am expert. I got 100 on homeostasis test. That metabolism, the ability to obtain and use energy for growth and movement. The cell does grow, and the cell also feeds off of other particles. I forgot what they feed off of. They also do drink water, and they use this energy to divide and make more cells.
Yeah, my lamp do that. My lamp can do that.
And genetic material exists within a cell, so it would still fit all five requirements. Now,
Yeah, like my lamp.
do you believe that humans do? Okay,
Huh?
so what do you see? So, if a cell has the genomes of what a Homo sapien is, right? Would
No,
that cell
not
be a
not
Homo
like
sapien?
not like a while back. No, there were other species than Homo sapiens.
No, currently. No, I'm talking about currently.
Um,
A
um,
fetal cell would have Homo sapien genomes, yes or no?
um, depends how old it is.
How old it is?
Yep.
No. As the
Uh,
moment in conception, as soon as cell fusion occurs,
uh,
they have Homo sapien genomes because of the 23 chromosomes from the father and the 23 chromosomes from the mother. They are
does
still
it have a
considered at
gender?
conception.
If
It
it
still
doesn't have
is.
a gender, then I don't think it is.
Well, that doesn't matter. In the developmental process, it would still end up having a gender. And
Later on, yeah.
but what it's defined as human, which is the DNA,
No,
not only the DNA structure it
I
has a
don't think
human
it's a
being,
human.
its DNA code is already written into it. It's already stated what it's gonna look like, what gender it may be, which is later on, how tall it's gonna be, what it's gonna look like in the genome itself. We can take cells out of a 2-week-old fetus and figure out what are the most likely occurrences for it to be.
Porn? I don't even know what you asked.
Um, would you agree that we can take out 2-week-old fetal cells and examine them, right? Examining their DNA structure to figure out what they'll most likely end up looking like.
No,
No?
no.
You know what a
This,
Punnett square is?
yeah, I know what a square is.
A Punnett square.
Isn't that like a sort of like pizza, like a sort of type of pizza boxing that you get from like Domino's Pizza?
No, it's
Yeah, I
not.
know that.
No, it's not.
How you not know what a polyskir is? That's just me.
Shut your
How
bitch
do you
ass up.
not know what an adverb is? Such a weird ass up. What the fuck? Why I'll smack you with my armpit hair that I just got and there's two strands of it, ugly bitch. What the fuck?
Okay, so
Don't you
Punnett
like
square
that?
is used to find out like what dominant genomes, recessive genomes, heterozygous, homozygous, etc., right?
Huh?
It's used to figure out the possibilities of what a baby could end up looking like potentially.
Um, cool. That exists. I don't think it's fucking accurate at all.
Yeah, you don't think it's accurate?
No.
Do you know how it works?
I don't think that matters.
Well, the way that here, let me explain how a Punnett square works. So there's a square, and you take specific types of, let's say like attributes, right? Like curly hair, which is a dominant attribute. So let's use the codename C, right? It would be capital C, or capital C, lowercase c,
Crip?
right?
No, C is not good, bro. I'm not Crip. I'm blood, bro. Use B. B for blood.
Fine. Here's a great example, right? Okay, dominant. When it comes down to being a Punnett square, right? We look at dominant as like the most common, right? Good example: cleft chin is dominant, curly hair is
You
dominant,
say
brown
you say
eyes,
clit?
black hair. Hmm?
You say clit?
No, cleft.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
Cleft.
Yep,
Right?
yep.
Okay. We take these attributes, right? These genotypes, and then we would input them into a Punnett square, and what results are what most likely will happen, right? Or most likely could happen.
Um,
At
no.
2 weeks, yeah, of course it would, because you're taking attributes from both partners, right? You're taking these attributes, you're comparing them, and you're seeing the
I think
possibilities
it
of what
can
could
still
happen.
be wrong. I think that's very inaccurate.
Do you think it's very inaccurate?
Yeah,
Why do you think it's very inaccurate?
I can take two attributes of something and like fucking I don't know. What did they do? Fucking combine them to see what the fucking baby's gonna look like or some shit.
What the baby could look like?
Um, what the baby could look like. Sure, I don't think they can fucking tell what it's gonna look like or what attributes it's gonna fucking have.
No, but this is before. But like, if we do take the strands of DNA from like a fetal cell, we would see what strands of DNA they have. Good example, like there are specific sequences within the DNA that detail what specific types they have. This is how we know whether a kid is gonna have autism, whether a kid is gonna have Down syndrome, whether a kid is
You
gonna
can't
have
tell that
be
early.
a predi
Those
you can
both of those syndromes are
mm,
fucking like is like illnesses. They fucking
mhm.
develop. They you don't get them automatically.
Oh no, of course, but we can still physical attributes can still be appearing in like
It's
2
not
weeks old.
physical. It's not fucking visible.
Oh no, physical attributes like hair, size, we can still
I
figure
know,
these.
but you have to
We can.
see it. You can't see autism or Down syndrome.
Oh
It's not.
no, no, but I'm giving examples. I'm not. I'm giving some examples of what this could help us with. Okay, now taking this into context. 2 weeks old. Yes, we can take out their their DNA, right? Examine their DNA, break down their genotypes, and figure out what type of hair they're gonna have. Because at that point, they've the cell fusion has already occurred, right? There's already 46 chromosomes, right? And those chromosomes are being copied along the line, right? Right?
Would you say gang gang?
Oh no, that these chromosomes already exist, so there's already a set amount of what the baby will end up looking like, right? Within these chromosomes, because those 46 chromosomes are that happen when the egg and the sperm cell combine. Those 46 chromosomes, well, are all that is needed to be able to
I
identify how baby
I
would
don't
look
think
like.
I don't think any time anyone reproduces is gonna be 46 chromosomes.
Of course, not every time, because there's always going to be some form of cellular error. But in this hypothetical standpoint, yes, there will be.
Okay, okay, cool.
So, would you agree at 2 weeks old we can define if something's human or not?
No, not at all.
Why not?
I mean, if
If
it's 2 weeks after fucking birth, yeah.
no, not 2 weeks after birth, like 2 weeks right after conception.
No, not
Why
at all.
not?
Wait, you said define it as a human?
No, no. I already explained as to why it is, because it's not only we can see what
Oh
under
yeah, sure, as a human. I don't think you
genotypes, but we can
argue.
also see under their
Yep,
DNA
it's a
strand
human.
that they
I
have.
agreed it's a human. I don't want to argue this anymore.
You agreed it's a human?
Yep, sure.
Okay. So you would agree that abortion is not only termination of the life, but would be killing the life itself, yes or no?
Um,
It would be premeditated too, yes or no?
sure.
So it would fall under the federal crime of murder. Yes or no?
Sure, but it's not immoral in any sense.
We're not talking about morality. I said legality, and you agreed to it. Under
Oh,
the yeah.
then um, no, I don't think it's murder.
Why not?
Um, because I don't know, don't have an answer either.
Do you have an answer?
No, just said I don't.
So you would agree that it would fall under the definition of murder?
Um, sure.
Sure. That sounds very unsure. Sure? Are you
Yeah,
sure?
I guess I don't.
Okay.
In the U.S., yeah, I don't think in any other countries it's like, other than Canada, maybe.
Palette square.
Yeah, think you can do it in like quite in like every country in the fucking West. You can fucking do it.
Murder's not legal in the other countries.
I think it's very fucking. I think you can do it in Russia.
Russia,
Same in China and North Korea and
murder's not legal in both of those countries either.
abortion is.
Mm, but you would agree that abortion would fall under what murder is, because it would still
Um,
be a premeditated killing of a human being.
sure. There's still a difference between those.
Alright,
All right,
so
let's debate theology.
theology? I don't debate
Yep.
theology.
Okay, what do you debate?